Is Sam's character and campaign for Wicander hiding something? That is a hot topic in the Critical Role space right now due to some things we're going to talk about in this video. And we're going to break down what is the likelihood that he is something different than what he claims to be, or is it just a witch hunt? Let's talk about it. But before that, if you like Critical Role, nerd culture stuff in general, Dungeons and Dragons, TTRPGs, and more, make sure to click that subscription button, give this video a thumbs up, and leave a comment below so you get more of it in your algorithm. But now let's talk about, is Sam the Great Deceiver? First, we'll dive into why did people get this idea to begin with, and it's because of his stats. So on his sheet, it claims that he is a cleric, or at least they're on the screen when it showed his character for that first time, it showed him as a level 3 cleric. However, there are some things that are a bit off with that. First off, he has an 18 charisma, but only a 10 wisdom. That's not normal for a cleric whose main stat is wisdom. So if you're being a cleric and you got a 10 wisdom, you're not going to be a very good cleric for the most part. Now, why are people questioning this even more and thinking perhaps he's a warlock? Well, that's because he's hanging out with Tyranny, who is a warlock, and there were hints that he's in this new religion with no gods and they just follow a light, and therefore they're just kind of the voice of it themselves, and that has people questioning things. And a lot of people jumped on this. They said, oh, this is a secret, he's a cleric to them, but in actuality he's a warlock, and it's tied into maybe this whole family is like starting this religion and it's actually really a pact with this fiend or demon or devil or whatever it might be. But there are a couple problems with that. One of the first ones is the HP problem. He has 20 hit points at level 3, which the math doesn't really allow if he's a cleric or warlock. Both have a D8 for their hit die, and he has a +2 con. So at first level, it's max. That's the general rule, unless they change something, which is a possibility. So he would have 10, which means the next 2 levels, he can only get 5 each, or some version of numbers that would get him to only having 10. The only way that works is if they throw out the rule where like you can roll it or take the average, because if they took the average, the minimum would be 22 HP, not 20, because he would have a 4 and a 2, right? The average of a D8 is 4. You add the 2 for the con, now you got 6. And if you say, oh, well, maybe they do the average is 4 and they don't do the con, well, then it would be 18 and it's still not 20. So the HP doesn't really add up for him to be a warlock or a cleric. Another reason why he might not be a cleric is they already have 2 of them. Both Bolair and Tyranny are marked down as warlocks. So do they really need 3 warlocks in this group? Probably not. So what could it be then? This is where it takes into the conspiracies about a divine soul sorcerer. This is becoming more likely. We don't know too much about like sorcery and all that sort of stuff in this world yet. With that in mind, a divine soul sorcerer is very much clerical in nature. They can do a lot of healing and things like that, and sorcerer's main stat is charisma. So this would explain that. The only caveat would be, well, why did they put it down as cleric on the sheet instead of sorcerer? It could be that he's cleric in like spiritual design, like the idea narratively that they have for him is that he will serve as the cleric even though he's a divine soul sorcerer, and mechanically he's divine soul. And that's their sort of reason for saying cleric, is that it's just, well, narratively he's going to be a cleric even though mechanically he's divine soul. Maybe. Because the other options are that Wicander is either knowingly tricking people and thinks he's actually a cleric, but he's a warlock or something, or he doesn't know and he's being duped. A third option is that if they did something different with the hit points, right? They don't do averages or max, at first level or something like that. And then this is some sort of homebrew class in which he was able to take and swap the main stats. Like maybe Brennan said, oh, I want you to be an orator. I want you to be very good at that. So let's make you a cleric that is all about that, because this is like this new religion and they're very preachy and they're trying to convert people. It could be that. It could be a completely like lore in this world based homebrew switch up of main stats for a cleric. That is a possibility. All we really know right now is that we don't know, but it's fun to speculate. So hopefully you're kind of caught up on what a lot of people are thinking, whether it's cleric, whether it's warlock, whether it's divine soul sorcerer, whether it's a homebrew, whatever it might be, why people are kind of going in each direction, the cons to that, or what maybe the reason people don't think they could be that. And now you can make your own speculations until we find out for sure. Share your thoughts down in the comments. And again, for more content just like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, even if it's just an emoji, to help get me in your algorithm and help me get out to more people. Thank you all so much. And until next time, good luck in your adventures.